Hi, here I'd like to introduce you to Linear Pursuit 2-player. For this we will use the classic setup, which is using all 7 pieces ascending in height towards the middle, culminating in the masterpiece, all set in their outer play positions. To start, a player would on their turn either introduce a piece into play, which constitutes a turn, or if you have a piece in play, you would have the option of moving a piece around the board to a new position with the intention of trying to capture your opponent's pieces by landing on their position and removing their piece from the board. Now, once in play, pieces have various moves. The small piece, of which you have 2, once in play, must move along a single line to a new position. It cannot move any more, and it cannot move along the circumference. No piece has the ability to use the circumference. The next 2 pieces, the medium pair and the largest pair, have exactly the same rule. The reason they're different is for the solo challenge. For the purpose of the 2-player game, their rule movement is identical. And what that is once in play, it is on a subsequent turn able to move along 2 consecutive lines through a vacant inner position. If a piece is in its midway position like that, that move is unavailable to that piece. It would need to take an alternative route or move an alternative piece. This piece is effectively blocking the route for this. As I say, the largest pair is identical to the medium pair. This brings us to the masterpiece, your strongest piece. This piece can elect to either move along a single line or 2 consecutive lines connected by a vacant inner position. Any piece that can move 2 lines cannot move along a line and then back down the same line to complete the move. That is effectively no move at all. Given that the masterpiece is your strongest piece, you would like to introduce it rather early. However, the 2 winning conditions are capture your opponent's masterpiece, or your opponent has no legal move. This is made possible because if a piece in its outer position has its inner position occupied, the piece in the outer position is effectively blocked. It cannot capture a piece to enter into play. It must wait until the inner position is vacant for it to enter play. And those are the full rules for the 2-player game. So let's assume, as an opening move, I was to introduce this piece and my opponent was to introduce this piece. My opponent is now threatening to capture my piece because he has the ability to move along a single line, whereas my piece must move along 2 consecutive lines through a vacant position. Therefore I cannot capture my opponent's piece. So my options are move to avoid capture, or I may choose to introduce another piece, protecting the position of my first piece. So if my opponent decides to capture, then I will counter capture, removing it from the board. Now I have lost a piece that moves 2 lines, my opponent has lost a piece that moves 1 line. I may put a greater value on the piece that moves 1 line because my opponent only has 2 of those, whereas I have 4 pieces that can move 2 lines. Those are the complete rules. Once a piece is in play, it must remain in play until captured and removed. Thank you.